Okay, my people, back again. Lord Eric Steele, host of FBA All Day. This is a channel where we bring truth to power through facts, not feelings, okay? We're going to bring you the truth. We're going to give you the facts, okay? Now, I'm very passionate about my people, so when I say no feelings, I mean I'm going to have feeling, obviously. I'm passionate about my people, but the information I'm giving you is facts. It's not no weird idea, something that I made up. Everything I'm telling you, you can verify. It has been verified. I have the receipts. Okay? Okay, now your boy, I was asked this question, came in. It says, what? It says, Lord Eric Steele, why does FBA deserve reparations? Okay, let's get into it. Now, I'm going to address these in different parts. I will address this question specifically dead on the way it was asked. Why do FBA deserve reparations? Okay. Well, like I said previously in one of my videos, we are one of the groups that was actually a part of the treaties, which is a contract between the United States and us. It was a contract that was between us, the indigenous people here, and the so-called Indians. Now, let me bring, again, I said I'm going to bring you facts. The people roaming this continent, okay, there was black people here already. My ancestors were here already. Okay, so before any weird Spanish person got here, Christopher Columbus, any of those weird ideas, we already had black people on this planet. Let's be on this continent. Let's be very clear. Okay? It wasn't just Indians here and then white people showed up and then white people came and brought black people. That's a lie. Okay? That is a farce that has been told, and it is not true. Okay? And if you don't believe me, like I said, I have receipts. You can look up the Folksome people. You can look up many explorers that were here before Christopher Columbus, and they describe our people to a T. Dark as night. You ain't never heard of the people they're calling Indians being referred to as dark as night. Okay? Our people were here. And there's a lot that I don't want to give to you because I don't have the verifiable evidence in front of me, but that I am aware of, such as there are pyramids on North America continent. There's pyramids here, and we all know where those pyramids come from, okay? So I'm not going to get into that because I can't verify it, but there's a reason why they're not allowing us into very verifiable areas of the Grand Canyon. It's because our people started pyramids there. I can give you one that you can count in, I think that's St. Louis, along the Mississippi River, the Great Mississippi River, which I'm in some debates right now with scholars over if the Mississippi is actually the river that they were speaking of as the Nile. That's been assumed to be the Nile, but they could be talking about the Mississippi because a lot of the cities mentioned in those previous documents are also along the Mississippi. There is a Memphis, okay? There is an Egypt along the Mississippi. So some of these cities, it correlates with some of our ancient documents and texts as well. We'll get into that at another time. I'm going to try to keep these on point. The question was, why does FBA deserve reparations? Okay, so let's address that. As I said, we were mentioned in the treaties. Okay, well, let's be specific, Eric. Okay, well, the specific treaty I'm referring to is 1866. There was a treaty called the Reconstruction Treaty. It was between the United States government and the 5 civilized tribes. Now, here's the shampoo. They say the 5 civilized tribes because the tribes that agreed to deal with the United States government, they call those people civilized. They were civilized because they wanted to deal and bargain, wheel and deal with the United States. Okay, so they're called the 5 civilized tribes. Okay, those tribes are the Cherokee Nation, the Creeks, which is from in my family tree, the Creek Nation, the Seminole Nation, the Choctaw, and the Chickasaw Nations. Those are the 5 civilized tribes. Okay. My particular family of freedmen were integrated with the Creeks down in Alabama, Mobile, Atmore, in that area. Our family still has a huge plot of land down there, right alongside the Creek Nation, Porch Creek Indians, and it's called, the land that we have there is so old, the area is literally called Freemanville. That's how old my people, how far back my people go. Our land, the area where my people is to this day, we still have property there. It's called Freemanville. To this day, you can go there. It's a place called Atmore, Alabama. It's north of Mobile, Alabama, about 40 minutes north of Mobile, Alabama, along the Trail of Tears. It deviates from the Trail of Tears, okay? But the Creek Indians, okay? Now, in these treaties, they made an agreement with each nation, each civilized tribe of Indians that they want to call them, had things that they were supposed to do, set aside for black people that were supposed to be included. The freedmen, our people, were supposed to be included in these payoffs. We were supposed to be included. It's literally in the treaties. Okay? Now, the Indians don't live up to their end of the bargain, and the United States have not lived up to their end of the bargain. So reparations is not only something we want, it's something that we're owed. It's due to us. I'll read. Hold on. The part of the treaty that deals with the Cherokee Nation, see what happened was in the Reconstruction United States and the five civilized tribes, they established these treaties granted the freed black men were supposed to have the same rights as the native citizens, which we were actually native citizens too, and their tribal nations. Now, according to the specific groups, the Cherokee Nation, the treaty granted the freedmen, the FBA, the freed colored black people, and their descendants, hear that, descendants, which is what we are. Today's FBA are the descendants of the freedmen. Got it? The freedmen, the treaty granted the freedmen, the free colored men, and their descendants the rights of the native Cherokees. Did you hear that? That's in the treaty. We're supposed to have the same rights as the Cherokees. That's in the treaty. That's not Eric Steele making that up. That's physically a physical government document that's already signed. Okay? They just need to live up to their end of the bargain. Okay? Well, where you black people gonna go? I'm sorry. Didn't you give Indians reservations? It's not our fault if they don't do nothing. Indians literally do nothing, and they get paid. I'm going to tell you specifically from what I know personally. The Porch Creek Indians in Atmore, Alabama, they get $5,000 a month per Indian. Per member of their tribe gets $5,000 a month. They pay no tax. They have their land already set aside. They have a casino. They pay no tax. They have their own police force. If you drive through their area, they have a separate police force. Okay? They have resources and set-asides given to them. We're not asking to be special. We just want what's due to us. According to this treaty, we're supposed to get the same. This part right here specifically says the Cherokees. I'll give you the Creek specifically. I'll give you the Creek part of the treaty. The treaty established provisions for tribal citizenship for the freedmen. So they were supposed to, those of us that were there with them, they were supposed to incorporate us into the Creek tribe. We personally, my family personally, has approached the Creek Nation about these provisions that were supposed to be given to us. They ignore us. They ignore us. According to this treaty, my family, and there's a group of us, I can name the families that live there. There's the Johnsons, the Jacksons, the Dailies, the Fergusons, old families, the Greens. Okay? This group, this particular group of freedmen should be getting the same treatment as the Creek Indians, according to this treaty. According to this treaty. But there's no enforcement. Nobody lives up to it. And these guys, nobody's complaining to them. Nobody's saying, oh, these Indians ain't supposed to get that. No complaints whatsoever while they're getting their due. But they fought alongside us. We were hand in hand in this struggle. But for some reason, they're getting benefits and we're not. That wasn't their land. Where they're living right now, that reservation was not their land. They're not from there. They weren't even called Creek Indians. That's a made up name. There was some members of the dominant society who saw that we lived along the creek, and they just thought they were being funny. Oh, those the Creek Indians. That's not even the original name of those people. It's our land. We were there. But now that tribe, they try to keep the very fair-skinned people. They'll call them, they recognize them as members of their tribe. They completely forget all of our attributes. They can completely forget all our contributions. Okay? But it's because our people weren't allowed to read, first of all. They weren't allowed to read, so they didn't know. So they have this document written in a language that's not ours. And it was against the law for us to read, so we didn't know we were owed these things. Oh, but every dog has his day. We can read very well now. We can read and write. We can do all the things necessary. Now we need to take action. These things it's in the book. Live up to it. They're always talking about the law of the land. Let's abide by the laws. This is law. There's a treaty in place already. Live up to it. Honor your word. Honor your word to us. That's all we're asking. We're not asking for something we're not due. We're not asking for anything we're not due. This is law. It is written already. I'll go deeper. So we covered the Cherokee and the Creek. Also the Seminole Nation. Another group that's intertwined with us. A lot of the Porch Indians are mixed with the Seminoles because the Seminoles were Florida. And if anybody knows the map of geography of that area, Florida and the Trail of Tears came through that area of Pensacola. Pensacola and Atmore, Alabama is just there. It's not even 30 minutes outside of Pensacola is Atmore, Alabama. It's right there. I'll tell you how close it is. It's so close that Pensacola and Atmore, Alabama, they're in the same county. That county is called Escambia. It's Escambia County. That's how close they are. Okay? So you got the Seminoles, the Creeks, the Cherokees. As you go west, you get to the Cherokees and the Choctaws. You get into that whole situation. But the Seminoles, the treaty granted full citizenship to the freedmen. In the treaty. The directive for the Seminoles was full citizenship to the black freed slaves, to the FBA members. You don't see that today. You do not see that. Seminoles do not respect FBA. Seminoles do not give us our reparations. They do not give us our due. It's in that treaty. It's in the treaty. Okay? It's in the contract with the government. Okay, so that's the Cherokee, the Creek, the Seminole. This is what it said to the Choctaw. The treaty gave the tribes the option to adopt the freedmen in exchange for $300,000 payment from the U.S. government. Why? Why do you guys want reparations? In the Treaty of 1833, it says, Choctaw Nation, the treaty gives the tribe the option to adopt the freedmen, the FBA, the foundational black Americans, in exchange for a $300,000 payment from the U.S. government. The Choctaw adopted the freedmen in 1883. They got paid. Where's ours? They have set-asides, land. They have all the resources that they need without any problems. Where's ours? We're just asking what's due. That's it. Reparations is a repayment of things that's already been, a repayment of services already rendered. Treat it like that. Treat it like a receipt. Reparations should be a receipt for all the hard work our people have done. We always getting disrespected in this side of the coin, and it's time out for that. Okay? We deserve our due. We want what's ours. It's that simple. It's that simple. Okay, so we have the Cherokee, the Creek, the Seminole, and the Choctaw. The last of the 5 civilized tribes was called the Chickasaw Nation. Okay? The Chickasaw Nation, the treaty gave the tribe the option to adopt freedmen in exchange as well for $300,000. They would get $300,000 from the government for adopting the FBA. However, the difference between the Choctaw and the Chickasaw is the Chickasaw never adopted the freedmen. They never sought the funds. For some reason, they thought they were better than us. Here's what I do know, and here's something that you can take to the bank. If you set aside a plot of land for our people, we're going to flourish. We'll flourish. And that's what everybody is so afraid of. But instead of being afraid from it, you should allow this to happen, because if we flourish, the country flourishes. We don't have anything against the United States. We've never had. We've been like the parents to this nation. We birthed the nation. We've given you guys everything. We've given you the substance. We've given you the knowledge and the skill. We've given you tools. We've given everything. We give you entertainment. We give you science. We give you agriculture. And this is not just things that I'm spouting off the top. I'm going to bring these things to you individually so you guys will get the picture of our contributions to this country. There would be no country if it wasn't for us. Okay? There would be no country. So why is it such a big deal to give us our due? It shouldn't be that hard. It's not that big of a stretch, bro. It's not that big of a stretch. And it's only obvious. If you think about right after the turn when we were considered freed, I'm gonna have a whole thing on that too about them saying somebody is free. I'm gonna get into that. But if you think about it, from the time when the law allowed us to be free, we were in sections by ourselves. We were taking care of ourselves. We were flourishing. We were doing better than those other members of the dominant society, because you can say what you want to say, but the truth is the truth. We were the builders. We were the engineers. We did all the grunt work, all the civil work. We were the accountants. Do you know that we were the fastest group in the history of people to get literate? As soon as we were allowed to read, we were just massively up to par in no time. We were reading at levels beyond what we were supposed to be reading in no time. We've always been these stereotypes of our people have to be addressed. That's an area we need to address so that we can get these people to start to respect and understand who we are. The lies have to be broken. Okay? So there's this stereotype that black people are lazy. I don't know how you can be a slave and be lazy. It's impossible. It doesn't work that way. We worked from sun up to sun, way past sundown. Sometimes women were in the field with their babies only hours after giving birth. Okay? So that's nonsense. Just forget about that. Black people are not lazy. Black people are not dumb. We've proven that time and time again. Medicine, we healed these people when they were sick. The contributions are just irrefutable. I could go on for days about the contributions, okay? So our love for this country is apparent. Our ability to excel in all areas is apparent. We're just asking for our due. Give us our due. So if it was 300,000 in 1883? It was 300,000? Let me see what 1883 to now. Let's see how much money that would be. Let's see what 300,000 in 2025 would be. Dollars. Hold on here. Just so I'm correct. Dollars in 1883 to 2025. Y'all know what that be today? That would be $9,560,393 today. And that's not a lot, bro. That's not a lot. In our discussions with Mr. Newsom in California about our reparations, that's not even a lot, bro. That's not enough. They spend way more money than that. Way more money than that. This is an issue that can be addressed. It can be solved, and our country can start to heal some of these old wounds. Some of these things can be addressed and can be taken care of expeditiously. We shouldn't even have to be begging like we have to do. But this conversation is not going away. We're not going away. We're here. We are here. This is our country. We are a significant part of this country, and we need to stop being ignored. We demand to not be ignored anymore. We want our due. And it's not unreasonable. And it doesn't even have to be in all cash. It doesn't even have to be all in an upfront payment. We would take the same treatment according to the treaties that you've given the Indians. Set aside some land for us. Leave it up to us if we want to be there or not. Don't make foundational black Americans have to pay tax. We would accept that. That's a fair exchange. We should be revered. We should be respected and revered in this country. I know that hurts a lot of feelings, but it's true. Most of the people that send me these emails, when I look up their histories or their family names, they're not even from here, bro. They only 2 or 3 generations in the United States. And have the nerve to turn their nose up to us. They wouldn't even be a place for your raggedy family to come if it wasn't for us. You should say thank you. You should stay out of our business, and you should be appreciative for all the work we've accomplished. Well, what are you talking about, Eric Steele? I'll give you one. How about Nigeria? You know how many Nigerians, nigga, what are you talking about, reparations? Listen, okay? Back when we were making this treaty after fighting in this war, when this treaty was signed, there wasn't a Nigeria. Don't play with me. Lord Eric Steele was not the one you want to play with, all right? I only deal in facts. The country of Nigeria was not in existence in 1883. Look it up and see if I'm lying. There was no Nigeria. Your country is so new, half of y'all don't even have birth certificates. Do you want to get online and ask me why? You want to question what my people have done? You see what I'm saying? Don't come for us. Don't come for us. If you're not FBA, okay? If you're not FBA and you're living in the United States as a black person, just be grateful for us. Be appreciative. You don't have to be a hater. Matter of fact, you don't even have to join the conversations. We didn't ask you. FBA, Foundational Black Americans, has never reached out and asked anybody else to fight with us, ever. We've never said, will you come stand up with, no, we never do that, but you come and get us every time. Gay people got to come and get us. Whenever there's some sort of issue with gay people being harassed, the first people you see out front are always black. Always. When all you people were trying to come over here, what do you think the civil rights movement was about? Because before FBA fought for civil rights over here, there was no Africans, no Caribbeans were allowed to come to the United States, bro. You weren't even allowed to be here until we fought to get you here. Our people fought to get you here. So when you see us trying to get what's owed to us, fall back. Don't hate. Fall back. Listen, don't get in our way. Just step to the side. Keep your mouth shut. Be humble. Sit down. And what I'm telling you is facts. I've just read to you from the treaties. Okay? These are facts. These are facts. So to answer your question, I hope this answers your question, the reason why reparations. We were in the treaties mentioned specifically foundational black Americans. It didn't say nobody from Haiti. It didn't say black people from Jamaica. It didn't say black people from Africa. That's not who it mentions. So if it didn't mention you, it ain't for you. That's why. No, not all black people. Not all black people get reparations. No, you weren't here. You didn't fight. You didn't toil in the fields. You weren't flying over there in Germany fighting the Nazis. You weren't a part of that. What makes you think you're supposed to get the pie that we get? Just because you black, that means nothing. Your complexion does not mean you are the same as us. We are a different set of people. Our circumstances are different. Our plights are different. Fall back. We don't go to your countries and try to tell you guys what to do over there. You don't see foundational Americans going to Jamaica going, clean up this place. Yeah, yard, boy. We don't do that. We don't go over there and go, why y'all walking around on dirt streets? We don't do that. African dudes over, you don't see us going to Africa going, why y'all ain't got no lotion on your ankles, walking around in them sandals. We don't do that. We used to hold your continent up high as the motherland. We used to have so much respect for you guys, but the way the recent wave of you that come over here are so disrespectful to us, we don't even have that anymore. That's the reason why when Trump was talking about deportations, we ain't even gonna get involved no more. If he send y'all disrespectful people back, we won't even be bothered. It won't even matter to us. Because you're so disrespectful. Fall back. If it's not you, fall back. You ain't even got to speak. You're so quick to jump over on this line with these other people, the dominant society, because you want to be with the winners, because you don't know what it's like to fight. So you rather roll with the popular opinion. That's not foundational black Americans. We don't get down like that. We've always fought. That's another thing that makes us separate from you. We don't just fall in line. We question. We want to know why. We fight. Okay? And we fight very well. History has shown this. We fight very well. Okay? We fight oppression very well. We've gone around the globe whooping people with that oppressive mindset. FBA has never been considered a weak group of people. So all that stuff y'all talking about, I don't know where you're getting it from, but you better learn a little bit of the real history. Learn a little bit of our history, the real history, because I'll teach you. I'll teach you. Time after time, event after event, incident after incident, you'll see our people taking the forefront, making a difference consistently. Think again. Think again, my friend. Before you come with all that disrespectful stuff, just stay out of the conversation. When you see FBA speaking up and going for what's owed to us, if you're not going to contribute and say, yes, my brother is due. Yes, our people is due. Those people deserve what they fought for. If you're not going to be a part of the positive movement forward on that, then fall back. Don't speak. I'm specifically speaking to Sheila Jackson Lee. She held that sham, I don't even know what she called that Congress thing on reparations. She's not even one of us. This is how they keep disrespecting us. How is she going to lead a conversation on reparations when she's not one of us? She wouldn't be entitled to anything. So why is she opening her mouth? We don't recognize her as no leader. She's not a foundational black American. How does she get to lead a commission on reparations for us when she ain't one of us? We're past that. The shampoo is done. We done rinsed all that nonsense out. We are up on the games. We see all this nonsense, and we're going to go addressing it moving forward. Okay? She is not a leader for our people. Roland Martin is not one of us. He is not a leader of our people. Don't get him thinking he's going to talk to us and going to make something different because we don't recognize him as one of us. He does not belong in our group. He does not belong in our conversation. So for him to go on TV and talk crazy about foundational black Americans is very disrespectful. Okay? Would you let a Chinese man get on TV and talk crap about Jewish people? It's the same thing. He's not one of us. Take that to heart. Take that to heart. If you're not one of us, stop trying to speak for us. There's a whole host of people they had on that commission that had my blood boiling because they're not even from us, but they're trying to speak on it. And I didn't say AD. I'm not talking about ADOS or ADOS or whatever. Those people are not us. Okay? I'm talking about foundational black Americans, the lineage, the people that were here. Okay? And if you're not full foundational black American, you cannot be a leader of our people because we don't recognize you. You can't say, oh, well, my mama's side, way back in the day, her granddaddy was a slave. Okay, but you got all kind of white people and influence since then. No, you're not one of us. We don't consider you one of us. You could be considered one of us depending on your mindset. If what you have in the forefront of your mind is the betterment of our people and the progression of our people, we could consider you being among us. But you definitely could never lead. You could never lead. You're not a leader of us. Don't speak for us. All right? If you're not a full-blooded foundational black American, you do not speak for foundational black American. And that goes for Sage Steele. You are not a foundational black American. Don't try to speak for us. So we're clear. Okay? All right. So that addresses that email. I'm going to be addressing all the other emails. People, I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your concerns. I will address them as I can. This is number 6, I think. I'm working from the top of all these emails that I got. You can email me at aboutblackbusiness@yahoo.com. I'll get to them as soon as I can. I promise you. I apologize for the inconvenience and the time it's taken for me to get back to them. But I do have a life as well. I don't just do this channel. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a hard-working man and have been so my whole life. I've been working since I was 12 years old. So I'm a part of this working class of people, but I'm just going to bring you that truth because it's needed. We're bringing you truth to power, and it's needed. All right? FBA All Day, Lord Eric Steele. I'm your host, and I appreciate you guys.